Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 General Manager Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. Very close to Wrestlemania 23 as we get ready just to finish off our feud heading in towards the big show. Our ratings, though, are looking pretty impressive. We are in second place. We just overtook ECW. We're looking pretty good. You know, we're getting close to perhaps to Monday Night Raw. I mean, we do have a little bit of work, a little ground to cover, but hopefully we can keep it up, keep doing what we're doing right now, and maybe we'll get ourselves near Monday Night Raw. But to kick it off, we have Kane versus MVP. Of course, Kane just came to the roster not too long ago. Triple H and Edge. I know it's on match 2, but I just kind of want to spice it up a little bit. I've got some other matches I want to do this week. Sabu and Sandman are going to defend their tag team titles against Cryme Tyme in a TLC Tornado tag team match. That should try and help boost up the ratings. Ric Flair and Brendan will take on Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker. And to our main event will be a tag team match between Randy Orton and King Booker. And they'll take on Shawn Michaels and Batista. And of course, we're going to go ahead and we're going to check out this tag team match. So here we go. Tag team titles are on the line, and we've seen this match a few times between these two teams, just to put it a little bit nicely. I guess towards the end of the series, one thing we definitely did lack in was tag teams, and we've touched on this before, and we really only have about 2 tag teams in the show right now, so it's a little depressing, a little bit frustrating, but that's, like I said, when I look back, that was one of the issues that we had that I probably needed to rectify. And if I had a little bit more time, obviously I would definitely invest in trying to bring in some more tag teams or create a few more tag teams just to spice up the division a little bit, because we've had Cryme Tyme versus Sabu and Sandman a lot. But this is kind of a way to cap off their rivalry, finish off their feud, and I guess having a tag team title match and a TLC match as well on SmackDown, that's a way to kind of, you know, this match probably will get 4 stars, but if we can get a stipulation and a title match in the one, it's potentially going to bump it up to a 4.5. Maybe if it was only going to get 3.5 star, it might bump it up to a 4. It should help get the rating to a point where it won't let the rest of the show down, because this is probably our weakest feud that we have right now. Maybe Kane and MVP as well, but their popularity is in the 90s. It's not too bad. You know, their rivalry has only just started. So probably the first match, Kane and MVP, is a weak one, and this one as well. So to kind of overcome that weakness, we give it a stipulation and we give it a title match to kind of pick it up a little bit, because we are so close to beating Raw. We're so close to holding second place and perhaps even moving into first place. We need to make sure that we are keeping the ratings up heading in towards WrestleMania, which is not too long away now. And I think I found out that we will have 3 matches on the show. There's a interpromotional battle royal, then there's an interpromotional triple threat match, and then you get your one-on-one match. So there's 2 interpromotional matches. And I believe in the Battle Royal you get 2 spots, and obviously in the Triple Threat you get 1 spot. So it's a Raw versus ECW versus SmackDown kind of deal. And then we get our one match, which will obviously be our world title match, Edge versus Triple H. We'll probably throw it in Hell in a Cell, something like that. Maybe Last Man Standing. The big stipulations that we don't normally get to use, we'll use them on the pay-per-view. So I don't know if you guys realize, but there's only a set amount of stipulations that you can actually use in the game on your normal shows. Like, the game won't let you do Hell in a Cell every week. It will let you do Steel Cage, but it won't let you do Hell in a Cell. It won't let you do Last Man Standing. Am I missing something? I don't think there's I Quit in this match. There might be. I don't know. There's a few more, probably. You know, they won't let you do Elimination Chamber, obviously. There's some matches that you can only do on certain pay-per-views, and there's only matches that you can only do on pay-per-views. So that's good, I think. You know, obviously makes your pay-per-views a little bit more special, but when you get to a pay-per-view, you obviously want to use those matches, so you're not going to do a hardcore match at the pay-per-view unless you really have to. You're obviously going to do a Hell in a Cell, a Last Man Standing. You definitely want to use those match types to your advantage and to kind of spice up the show. I know I always did, and you know, it's pretty clear in the series as well. I've done that many a time, and there will be probably no different at WrestleMania. Probably do Triple H and Edge in a Hell in a Cell. I think that's probably the way to go. Maybe we'll make it a Fatal 4-Way just to kind of up the ante a little bit. We'll see how our rivalries are going before WrestleMania to make that decision. And I think our rivalries will be at a pretty good point when WrestleMania does come around, so we should we should get a pretty good rating, I think. We should score pretty well. I think things will be pretty good for us. And, you know, if we can keep this going, obviously, the key to getting good ratings is a long-term rivalry. We do have those rivalries set in stone right now. So if we can keep this going, keep doing what we're doing, we could overtake Raw. I mean, 400,000 we are behind by right now. That's a long margin to try and overcome. That's a long way behind. And we would need Raw to really have a couple of bad shows, like a couple 3.5 star rated shows. And I don't really see Raw doing that. For some reason, Raw is always scoring very well in the ratings. I mean, they're getting 4-star, 4.5 star shows sometimes, just whatever, you know. They have like one good match on the show, and that constitutes a 4.5 star rating. So whatever their best match on the show gets, that's generally what their rating is. So if they have a 4.5 star match in their main event for the WWE Championship, which they normally always do every single week, that's what rating they get. So it's very difficult to overtake Raw. So we may not get there, but we've got the right setup in place to try and get ourselves to that point, which is exciting, and hopefully we can get there. As Sandman was going to hit a big move, but he realized it was his partner Sabu up the top, so Sabu climbed down, and he's got the table now hitting JTG. Shad's up the top now with Sandman, and these two are going at it, and Sandman has Shad with a suplex off the top, and Shad has been sent outside the ring as well. JTG up, and this match, TLC, back in the day, you had to win this one by a pinfall. It wasn't by grabbing the championship, so to win this one, obviously a pinfall or a submission does have to occur, and has to be in the ring as well. So it's not about climbing the ladder and grabbing the championship, so there's really no point in climbing a ladder right now. These guys just want to climb to beat the hell out of each other and throw each other off to do some damage, just like JTG did right there to Sandman. So I don't know if this is a really good idea to kind of get those ladders in, but these guys want to do that regardless. So WrestleMania coming along, and you know, we've got everything on track. The Power 25, we're doing well. So all the indicators are showing that we probably will have a strong WrestleMania. And like I said, let's hope we can get ourselves to be the GM of the year. I don't really think we deserve to be there. I mean, only got 40% of the way this year. So obviously we've got a long way to go. We haven't accomplished everything that we probably wanted to do this year in the run, but you know, for the most part we've had a pretty decent time, and you know, as a GM it's quite difficult to win the award, and it would be really satisfying at the end of the day to actually win the overall GM of the year. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can put on a good WrestleMania. And to be honest though, we have had a really good finish. Our road to WrestleMania has probably been our best standpoint in terms of ratings. Obviously that's going to happen because, you know, everybody in the game is going to be, you know, near that 90 standard. As JTG just went flying over the top rope. Sabu as well. It might have been Shad as well. So it's all happening outside the ring right now. So obviously our road to WrestleMania has been very, very good. All our guys are rated quite highly, and we've put those long-term rivalries in place, so clearly our ratings are going to benefit from that. And probably one of the things that let me down along the way is I was kind of just going from pay-per-view to pay-per-view. I never really went a 2+ pay-per-view rivalry, and that was more so to kind of entertain you guys a little bit more rather than try and get better ratings, because, you know, I didn't want to do the same matches every week for 16 episodes in a row. Jesus Christ. No thank you. I personally wouldn't want to see that. You know, even 12, even 8 weeks in a row is like, ugh. So that's kind of like what I've said the whole time throughout the series. That's been one of the tough issues, and certainly doing a series is trying to keep it different and entertaining. And that's why I try and do different combinations of tag team matches. I try and add a triple threat, a fatal 4-way, things like that to spice things up, keep things relatively fresh whilst keeping the same rivalries going at the same time. So that's why I've been doing Brendan Undertaker versus Batista, you know, Batista Booker T. I was thinking, who the hell's Batista fitting with? Booker T, you know, Randy and Shawn, and you know, Triple H and Edge. I've been doing different combinations of tag team matches between those 8 guys to kind of fill out a 4-week period where we will probably going to see the same thing over and over unless we try and do that. So that's been my goal at the moment, is to continuously change up what we've been doing from a week-to-week basis, but still keeping the same thing that we need to do intact. As Sabu has a submission on JTG, he's not going to get it. The camel clutch on, but it's not going to work. As we see nowadays, the accolade from Rusev, throwing it back to 2008, where Sabu was using it here on the game. So definitely at the moment, this one is very close between these two. Sabu and Sandman both struggling to get back to their feet. They are up there though. Sandman's climbing up to the top of the ladder to meet Shad up there, who's looking pretty good at the moment. Shad gets a big shot on there on Sandman, and he's going to return the favor now by sending Sandman for a suplex. Couldn't get him outside the ring though, so he's not going to do exactly the same damage, but he's got plenty on that suplex nonetheless off the top of the ladder. And Sabu and Sandman, they certainly don't mind getting a little bit extreme, so that won't worry them too much indeed. So a hardcore match is certainly up their alley, but hey, what about a TLC match? I think it might even suit them even more, if that's hard to believe, as Sabu trying to fight out of this predicament here by Shad, who sends him down into the mat. And that's going to put the end of Sabu there, who's taken a lot of damage. Shad trying to probably build a way to finish him off. Probably could have went for the cover on the Sandman before, after hitting that suplex. I think the Sandman might have been done and out of this one, but unable to get towards the cover and unable to capitalize on the Sandman being down and out. So that's been a bit of a mistake there by Cryme Tyme in this one, who have been multiple-time tag team champions. In fact, they held the titles for a long, long time. I think it was like 6 months or something like that in the series. That was a long time, certainly in GM mode as well. I know we haven't had many contenders, and we haven't had many great tag teams to really contest for them, but certainly we've seen some impressive work by the Cryme Tyme over the course of the series. And we probably could have done DX and Rated RKO. We probably should have sent them down into a mid-card feud with Cryme Tyme, or make them tag team champions, have a tag team feud with Rated RKO and DX. That would have been great. Certainly, if, like I said, if I had another 3 months to do on the series, that's probably what I would have done. This is my next move. Have maybe DX win the belts, and then have them face Rated RKO. That would have been really good to see. I think that would have been a great way to kind of get the tag team belts more relevant and more involved, and get the ratings up a little bit better for those matches as well. But I guess that's you live and you learn. You got to learn from your mistakes, and I guess that's one of the things that you need to do in GM mode. Certainly learn from what you've done. Learn from your first year in GM mode and try and perfect that in the second year. And that's kind of the thing you need to do in every single general manager, franchise, association mode game. Is you play a year, see how you go, and certainly learn from the mistakes you've made within that year. As Sandman Luthez press down goes JTG. Sabu back to his feet now. Sandman looking to put Shad away, perhaps, as he throws him over the top rope. But Shad counters, gets back in the ring. And Sabu setting up the ladder. Collar and elbow between Sandman and Shad. Neckbreaker. Down goes Shad. Is Sandman going to think about putting him away? As JTG and Sabu up the top of the ladder as well. Who's going to get the better? JTG has Sabu. Uh-oh. Sabu set off the top there with a suplex. And Sandman, wait a minute, going for the cover in the corner and gets it. Wow, just like that. In the corner of the match, in the ring. And, Shad had taken definitely a certain amount of damage to the point where a cover like that is very believable to actually get the victory, but I didn't exactly expect it coming. He just kind of went for it towards the corner there. I was focusing on JTG and Sabu, and Sandman snuck in at the end, picked up the victory, and now they have retained their tag team titles. Sandman and Sabu still our WWE Tag Team Champions here on SmackDown, as we get ready to simulate and check out the rest of the matches. So Kane lost to MVP. Kane's return to SmackDown not exactly very bright. Our World Champion Edge defeated Triple H. And Ric Flair and Brendan defeated Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker. In our main event, Randy Orton and Booker T. King Booker defeated Shawn Michaels and Batista. So, pretty good week there, not bad. Let's see how Raw went in their show. So, they got a 3.5 star rated, so this could be a big week for us. Could we move up? ECW 3.5 star as well? Come on! How do we go? Yes! 4 star. Oh, 4.5 star from that one. Damn. 4 star for a tag match. 4 star there. 4.5 star for the main event as well. Okay. Well, that's a big week. We should definitely rise in the ratings this week. That is great news. We're going to sign a couple of contracts just in case before we forget, so we don't lose these guys. So, a couple of contracts we need to sign. and we'll go ahead and check out our ratings. We're gonna sign on all the guys probably that are very close to expiring, so the 2-week guys, so we don't have to worry about it next week's show. There's our rivalries. We've got plenty of 2-thumbed-up rated rivalries, which is why our ratings were pretty decent this week. Only 4 stars, so it's not exactly an improvement on what we have been doing, but ECW and Raw did fail this week, and we have certainly bumped up this week. We've made a bit of ground. ECW have struggled, and SmackDown is getting closer and closer to Monday Night Raw. It won't be long, baby. We're going to be #1. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again for another edition of WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 General Manager Mode. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well to see more GMO videos coming up real soon. Not many to go now, guys, so make sure you do keep checking out the rest of the series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next episode.